So we have half of one part-time person who is reporting on the capital of Florida. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. So the budget for news has completely shrunk, which means, I don't need to tell you, I guess the Associated Press has a bureau here in Cambodia, but everybody else is operating out of Bangkok, which, by the way, is in a different country. So there's not very good reporting on what's happening in Cambodia. This is an economic problem. You know, it's a big problem for all of us because we don't really know what's happening in Cambodia because we don't have any, and there may be great Canadian journalists, but there aren't any American journalists here. So that's one problem. Another problem is as the industry is shrinking, news organizations are kind of desperate. They're doing whatever they can to keep those readers so they have a lot more fluffy stories. You know, I think Angelina Jolie is a great benefit to all of us here. She's going to draw attention to the tribunal, which will be wonderful for Cambodia. For us, every time she does anything, you know, she generates lots of copy and the advertisers are happy, the owners are happy. So this is a big win-win for all of us when Angelina Jolie shows up here. Better yet, if she brings along Brad Pitt. So you see what I'm saying, that I think our media is too commercial and too dependent on advertising, and now that's collapsing, so everybody is desperate. Nobody has figured out what to do. There are all sorts of different ideas about, you know, who's going to subsidize the production of news. We all need good journalism, so who's going to pay for it? That is the $64,000 question in America. So it's really, yeah, so it's really interesting to be here where traditional media seem to be pretty strong, although, you know, who knows if anybody's actually reading it.
You said there's no solution. What about the community newspaper?
That's one solution that has been raised.
One of the best solutions for the community.
That is a solution that has been raised. Also the idea that NGOs should fund journalism, or you know, the BBC model, that we should somehow publicly fund news. But Americans don't like that, you know. But this is a huge issue in America.
Very last question. It's about the awareness, public awareness, freedom of press.
Right.
Do you think that what happened in France on the 11th of January, this terrorist attack at Charleroi, has made an impact on raising awareness not only in France but in different parts of the world as to, you know, the necessity or the importance and the relevance of free press?
It has, although it's certainly led to a lot of useful discussions about press freedom and its limits. Now you have to realize I've spent a lot of time in majority Muslim countries where, you know, everybody they don't like violence, but they think Charlie Hebdo was wrong, you know, just wrong. I think it's raised awareness of the issues of press freedom and how, you know, that if you are a fundamentalist in press freedom, that Charlie Hebdo has a right to insult everybody, absolutely everybody. And they do, you know, they are just, there's nothing else like them. They're just off the charts in terms of insulting everybody. And so I think it's been very useful to talk about this, even in places like Indonesia where it gets, we really do get bogged down in insulting the prophet. But it's interesting that Charlie Hebdo has decided no more cartoons of the prophet. So one could say that this discussion has actually led to a modification, a kind of compromise. Like, okay, well, we realize that this is too much even for us. We can't do this anymore. So that's an interesting lesson too, that maybe compromise, you know, is what we all need to work for. Anyway, you have asked great questions, and this has been such a pleasure. I really thank you for your attention and wish all of our Cambodian friends great luck here. And, I'm optimistic. I hope that when I come back again, and I hope I get invited again, that things will be even better, and I really believe they will be. So thank you so much.